Having one girl wasn't enough because these guys started collecting girls like Pokemon. Here are 10 romance isekai anime where the main character gets all the girls. Let's go! Number 10, Farming Life in Another World.
今さら照れるの？
いや、そうか。これじゃプロポーズだよな。
違うっていうの？
違わない。むしろ望むところだ。ぜひ頼む。
Remember the days when farmers were just people who lived in farms while farming crops? These days, farmers have harems and superpowers. Meet Machio, a guy with a funny name who dies and gets reborn as a farmer. His new life doesn't have any challenges. All he has to do is live in his farm, speak the local language, and die peacefully. But is that possible?
結構な量吸われている気がするが、まるで影響を感じない。これも健康な体のおかげだろうか。
The story may start off with a guy managing a farm, but soon he expands into the regular isekai action harem, where the farmer gets more girls than a regular guy in the village, wins everyone's attention, and lives happily ever after. Yeah, this anime seems to be more about slice of farmer and less about action of farmer. It's still a good show though. Number 9, Tenichi Muyo, War on Genmar.
マリの考え通り、こやつは異世界人じゃったな。じゃが、どうやって召喚を？とにかく今はこやつを死なさぬことじゃ。
Apparently, getting transported into another world can transform you into anyone. Take this guy for example. He became an assassin. I'm not kidding. Here we have Kenichi Masaki, who is transported to a parallel world only to be thrown into a giant mecha to assassinate the newly crowned Empress Lasharu. He soon gets caught, and since males are rare in this world, Lasharu takes him to the Holy Land, where students are trained to pilot mechas.
ありがとう。
かわいい。ほら、まだ病み上がりなんだから。あんたも朝までもう一眠りしなさい。
Yeah, you heard that right. Males are rare in this world, so you know where this is heading. But apart from the harem aspects, there also seems to be a mystery brewing inside the pilot school. So you need wars, pilots, and harems, then this is the show for you. Number 8, Siri Gensuki, Spirit Chronicles.
おいしい。同じ茶葉なのに、リオが入れると香りから全然違うのよね。
本に書いてある通りに入れてるだけです。
This guy's way too innocent for his own good, but at least the guy managed to get his sensei to fall in love with him, so that's an achievement. Spirit Chronicles manages to put a twist to the show and make sure you are thrown into a body-switching adventure filled with knights, royal academies, and all those rich-poor class conflicts.
殿方の嫉妬は見苦しくてよ。傷ってなりませんね。俺は不正を。具体的な証拠でもあるのかしら。それは。
As usual, the cast of characters is filled with prideful girls, innocent girls, the cheerful girl who always helps the main character, and your stereotypical high school bully. And even though our guy is poor, he can pretty much show these nobles what an overpowered isekai protagonist can do, so you don't need to worry about him being the underdog of the show. This is another great isekai anime, so make sure to check it out. Number 7, The Eighth Son? Are you kidding me?
そしてそれをゆっくり体内に循環させていき
No, we're not kidding. One day, a regular Japanese salaryman wakes up in a magical fantasy world as the 8th son of a noble. In this noble family, the eldest son inherits the wealth, and the other sons need to find their own methods to make a living. Fortunately, this 8th son, Wendelin von Benno Braumeister, learns that he has an unpronounceable name and can cast magic.
おかえり。おかえりなさいませ。
ただいまエリゼ
When the great wizard Alfred finds him, he is soon trained to become a great adventurer. If you love isekai fantasy with an overpowered guy who comes from a noble family, then this is a show for you. And don't worry, since this guy's the 8th son, he won't stop until he dates at least 8 girls. Number 6, How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom.
この力があれば、独立した意識のもと、複数の物事を並列して処理できる。つまり
Are you tired of generic action shows? Then how about some kingdom building like Civilization 6? The DLC also comes with your own harem of girls you can marry anytime. How a realist hero rebuilt a kingdom is about a boy who is reborn as the kingdom's ruler, and now must understand how to defend his kingdom from the wars that are about to come.
私寝ちゃった。
おはようリシャ。
おはよう。いつからそこに？
Premise of this anime is so simple it feels too unrealistic. The guy lands on this world, then the king and queen are like, okay bro, we're officially making you the new king and the future husband of our daughter, who looks a lot like Saber. The guy turns out to be a politics nerd, so he accepts the job, gets the girl, and lives happily ever after. Then he proceeds to get other girls, and the cycle repeats. Number 5, Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy.
3日ぶりの食事。ヒューマンは凶暴で残忍な種族と聞くが、味の血が混じっているのかもしれん。あんな外見だからな。
Do you know how the goddess that summon anime characters are very wholesome? Well, this goddess isn't. When Makoto Misumi is sent to another world, the goddess of that world strips him of all his titles because his face looks ugly. Now trapped in a land full of monsters, our boy Makoto should face various trials to get back the powers he lost. And all of this because the goddess didn't like his character design.
収穫ありがとうね。
そんな思ったほど実がならず面目のうございます。近頃は気候の変化も激しいよ。
Even though the title of the word's Moonlit Fantasy, there's nothing moonlit in here. This is a bit darker than your regular Isekai anime, but the main character still gets the girls and slowly becomes overpowered. So if you love these overpowered anime guys who start off with nothing and then become way too overpowered to kick the asses of the people who laughed at them, then give this one a go. Number 4, In Another World with My Smartphone.
ほんと、あんた何者？その変な道具も。ものすごく気になります。
秘密。でもこれのおかげで2人にお礼ができたかな。
What happens when God accidentally kills you? They'll call you to heaven, hand you over a brand new iPhone 14 Pro Max Ultra, then kick you off to a fantasy world. Hold up, this isn't just a normal iPhone. It can help you take down villains, practice magic, and build a harem along the way. Yeah, even the Apple CEO couldn't predict this one.
あら、知り合いだったの？今さっき助けてもらったの。
なーに、早速男見つけてきたの？
そんなんじゃない。
This anime is pretty popular, but the reason I add it to this list is to remind you that season 2 is along the way. Yeah, we live in an era where old anime suddenly got new seasons, so something like this should be expected. If you need a good power fantasy isekai with comedy, action, and a bunch of girls simping for the main character, then this is the show for you. Number 3, the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat.
それで依頼の件だが、誰を殺してほしいのかね。
おや、どうしてわかったのですか？
私を選んだのなら、依頼はそれしか考えられない。
Local hitman gets reincarnated in an Assassin's Creed game. Wait, this is better than that. This time, the guy gets transported to another world as an assassin. The goddess gives him another chance and our assassin gets a job. Assassinate the hero of the world. The guy somehow lands in a family that practices assassination, then proceeds to grow up until he finds a way to assassinate the hero.
マハ、オルナ、それから俺が構築した情報網の管理、すべて任せる。
ええ、ルーグ兄さん。ムルテウの拠点は私が守るわ。
The great thing about this show is the refreshing main character. Unlike other isekai protagonists, this man has memories of his previous life, so he can apply his old assassination techniques with his new body. The guy is also someone who is not shy. He doesn't hesitate to confess to the girl and get some other girls along the way. Apparently, this is written by the same guy who wrote Redo of Healer, which is a surprise. Number 2, Trapped in a Dating Sim.
やっぱダメか。生真面目に答えてくれてありがとうよ。でもならくらえよ。
I've talked about this one a lot, but it's a show that executes the tropes just the right way. It won't present anything new, but it can keep you hooked till the end of its 12 episodes. Starts off when a guy who doesn't like to play otame games finishes an otame game, then falls down the stairs, dies, and gets reincarnated in that otame game. Then he realizes the heroine has been replaced by a fake version, and the real heroine is way too innocent. Wow, that's a lot to process.
散々暴れといて虫がいいんじゃねえの？まずは部下に降伏するように言うのが先だろ。
This is another one of those anime with a unique protagonist who likes to trash talk others and still prove he's a badass. That's a rare combination, and I love it. The main character becomes overpowered in the first episode itself, so every fight is a walk in the park for him. If you love some good isekai anime where the guy gets 2 girls plus the rival's mother, then this is the show for you. Number 1, Mushoku Tensei.
どうですか？
先生、その木は母様が大事に育ててきたものですので怒ると思います。
それはまずいですね。
Mushoku Tensei is how you should do an isekai. Kick Sword Art Online away because this anime is the father of isekai. The characters here have something called character development. The main character learns from his mistakes, the world building and power system is designed well, and since everything's so good, we got a season 2 on the way.
治癒魔術も使えるんですね。
中級までは。
すごいです。
いいえ、きちんと訓練すればこのくらいは誰にでもできますよ。
Anyone who has read the light novel knows that this show is going to have a bit of a time skip and explore a more teenage Rudis. The first season follows the story of a 34-year-old man who is reincarnated into a fantasy world as a baby named Rudis Greyrat. The story revolves around Rudis as he develops his skills and navigates the politics of the new world he has been reborn into. If you love isekai anime, make sure to watch this one because this feels way more original and innovative than any isekai out there. And the guy gets 3 wives in the end, if that was what you were waiting for.